Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to run through how to create a custom UI using Kinde, and I'm going to do it for my own project. So if I head to localhost, this is my project, turning technical videos into release-ready docs. So if I log in, I get to see the usual Kinde login. So as beautiful as it is, I kind of want to have something that's more in line with my brand. So while you can go into Kinde and do some design work inside here by putting a logo, favicon, themes, all of that good stuff, I want to make it look special. I want to make it look like this one that I found online. I actually read one of Jordan Hughes's articles before. It was like balancing the grind, and that has always stuck with me. So let's recreate his login page using Kinde. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to put in my logo, and I might add in some of the colors just by default, and then we'll see how we go from there. Alright, the button, I want that color. Border radius, I think 8 should be fine. Links, yeah, alright, that looks pretty good. In terms of the logo, I'll have to check if I have one. So upload, let's use this one. Save. Alright, now if I head to that login and refresh, alright, it's starting to look like it. He's got Google and X, so may as well put X in there. That would be under my application, authentication. Let's enable X, save, click refresh. Alright, we've got continue with X, continue with Google, email, we got the right color. Sign up. This is his sign up page. Maybe I'll check out the sign up page. Looks quite similar already, which is kind of nice. First name, last name, email, create your account. Here's one that says sign up. Cool. So that we can actually change that. So back under design, if you go to sign up, oh, page content, sorry, sign up. What's the thing? Create a free account. Free accounts. And let us worry about running your online empire. Full stop. Cool. Alright, and then now, while it's close, it's not exactly right, but this is a good starting point for us to move towards a fully custom UI. Alright, so let's get this custom UI stuff going. First thing I'm going to do is make sure that I actually have a GitHub repo for my project. I believe it's called Advocate. Oh no, never mind, it's called vid2doc. Alright, so I do have a GitHub repo. It looks like I actually have put in some stuff for custom UI. But what I'm going to do here is just quickly run you through what we need to have. So here in my Advocate code, all you need really Kinde.json. So you just can copy and paste this in. Basically, it just tells us the version that we're going to be using, and then the root directory, Kinde source. And then inside of Kinde source, we're going to put our page for our vid2doc login. Alright, so when I put this page in, I kind of just want to use a template. So I'm going to use the one that I created here in custom UI. And you can see it's got this side panel, and then it's got the login over there, which is quite similar to this. So I'm just going to take that and go from there. Now, if you didn't know, you can change .com to .dev. I'm hoping I can copy this like entire directory over. Yeah, it opens it like it's VS Code. I think it is VS Code Online. I don't know. Alright, so here's the Kinde source. I'm going to copy this pages. Yeah, there you go. Copy this pages directory. Maybe I can delete this one. And then let's paste it inside here. Oh, it's not working. Let's try again. You never know. What if I just did Command V? Not working. I'll just copy the files over. All right, so new folder, pages, new folder, kind in parentheses. So under pages, I put the layout file, new file, layout.tsx, just paste that inside there. And then styles.ts, under pages, boom. And then let's take default, why not? So default in brackets is like your fallback page. So in your auth flow, you have your login page, your register page, your confirm your code page. There are lots of different pages on the auth flow, but the default page sets up the layout and like CSS and styling and all of that stuff by default. So if you haven't set like the login page specifically, the login page will fall back to use the default. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, cool. So there are some things that I need to install. So let's install them. npm install @kind infrastructure. Looks like React as well. Surprised that I don't have that. Anyhow, we'll let that go. And then that should be good. So for me to commit it to GitHub, and then I'll connect to GitHub on Kind. So let's just put that up on GitHub. Let's do this. Sync the changes. Now here, if I go under settings on Kind, GitHub repo, I can connect it to GitHub. So this will take you to GitHub. If you need to log in, you may need to log in. But mine's already logged in, so I can go ahead and find vid to doc straight away. There it is. Save, main branch is good. Let's try to sync the code now. So what this is doing is it's trying to grab all of the pages code that I wrote. All right, let's see, did it do it? So to check, you can go to design, go to custom code. All right, looks like we're using custom code. That's a good sign. Yes. All right, let's see. If I refresh this page, is it going to give me custom code? No. And I think the reason for that is because I'm not using a custom domain. So that's what I'm going to set up now. I'm going to set up a custom domain so I can use the custom UI code. So it's being picked up. Just need to go ahead and use the custom domain. One other thing you might want to check as well, even if you go to the build logs, the git sync logs, that's another like clue as to whether or not things are succeeding. I think it looks like it has succeeded, to be honest. All right, so let's get a custom domain set up. Let's go over here, custom domains, add a custom domain. Let's do vid2doc.kinddemo.com. I'm just going to set this up off camera, and then I'll come back once that's all done. Okay, so I'm back now. So our custom domain has been provisioned. And what I've done is I've gone into my environment variables and I've changed the domain. Rather than pointing to vid2doc.kind.com, I'm now pointing to this custom domain, kind demo, which I own. So now it should be giving me the custom UI that I have set up in my code. Let's see. And there we go. So I click login and it's taken me to this page here. Now, my goal is to make it look like this. We're not quite there. This is what I'm working off. So I'm going to run through all of the different CSS options and styling and HTML and stuff to get it to look good. All right, so let's have a look at the code. I think I'll start on the styles.ts file. Okay, so inside here we can get some quick wins if we get this color. I wonder if that, yep, that looks right. So that's the primary color for the button. I don't want it to be that crazy, that border radius. I think 8 pixels should be good. Secondary button. It looks like it's clear, so I don't need a background color. I wonder if I just get rid of that. Oh, sorry, that's the border color. I'm gonna change the color to CCC for now. And then that should update these kind variables. Separator, I don't really want it to be uppercase, so I'll get rid of that. Layout the auth buttons. I'm going to remove this as well. I think that is there to keep it like as a circle. Okay, pretty happy with that. So basically what these style changes are the like global styles related to kind variables. And what's happening is this styles.ts is being brought into our layout. Yeah, this one here. So generate CSS variables, and then it's being called up here inside style. So that's giving the page some global styles. Anyway, so to see it happen, you just have to make a commit. So I'm gonna make styles update kind CSS variables. Make the commit, sync it to GitHub, and remember that kind is synced to GitHub as well. So if you go under design, custom code, you can resync the code, and then you can see we've got a new one that's been deployed, and now I can refresh my login page to see the changes. So that looks pretty good. I've gotten the correct color now for my sign up. I have the create a free account. Let's worry about running your online empire. That looks pretty good. We've got the buttons, and we have the inputs. Now it doesn't look exactly the same. We can have a look at that later. And then I'll have a look at this right side as well soon. So I'm pretty happy. Well, just off my eyes, I think the size of this is a bit smaller. So at the moment, what's the height? The height is 48. I might bring it down to 44 for the buttons. And it seems to me like the rounding is bigger than 8 pixels. So let's go 12 pixels. Can I set the height of the button? Let's see. So let's click on the button. And then I'm going to search for height. Line height. What if I just added the height to the button? 44 pixels. Oh. There's a fly buzzing around. I hope that doesn't annoy you. Alright, so it looks like the height doesn't even do anything. Inline size, that's what we're looking for. No, block size. There we go. Cool, so let's do the kind button block size. We'll add that inside here, and we'll make a kind variable. Button block size. Add that inside here, button block size. And let's make it 44 pixels. And I'm pretty sure we do the same thing for this input. So I would inspect the input. Let's look for block size. And then they have the variable here. And I'll pop that in as well. I think 44 should be good. All right, let's give that a save. It's another update to the kind variable, so let's see. We'll sync it up, and then we'll have to sync the code. Double check that that time has changed, and then refresh, and we should see. Oh, maybe not the time, but you can check the commit. So I might need to sync it again. If the commit, yeah, okay. So now that should be up to date. Oh, that's looking closer, I would say. I don't know why he's got this mega lowercase, but we can do that. So if I click on this choice separator, I can grab this selector here, and then I can say text transform lowercase. So that should make it lowercase. What else? I think the border for this input is too dark, So let's add a border. Let's change the border color. I like CCC. Let's do that. Yep. Variables, control, select text border color. Yeah, there we go. It's almost like my laptop can hear me talk. All right, and then I'm feeling pretty happy with what I've got on this left side. I may need to change this typography to match this, which shouldn't be too bad. All right, we'll sync the code. Yep, the commit has updated. Refresh, there you go, got lowercase. All right, let's update this typography, like font weight, font size 2 rem. Might be a bit too big. I think 1.5 might do it, or 1.7 or something like that. Maybe 1.7. No, 1.5 will do it. 1.5 rem. And then this online empire bit, let's make this font size. We could just do 14 pixels probably. Yeah, 14 pixels. And then let's just change the color to CCC. It's too light. 333. Maybe 555. Yeah, why not? That's pretty close. And then let's just center the create a free account, and then we'll add an icon as well. All right, so let's do that in the code. So that's going to be on, so not on this styles page, but if I check out the page on the default, that should help us out. So you can see here I have the H2, and you can see I have the description. So for the heading, I have the styles up here. And then let's change the font size to 1.5 rem. The description, let's change the font size to, we had 14 pixels. Now, of course, if you wanted to do this properly, I'd try to be consistent, but I'm just trying to show you how it all works, basically. All right, so that should do that for us. I think the color we wanted 5. And we kind of want to text align it center. So maybe I can add that here. Text align center. And that should bring it into the middle for us. There are placeholders here for the name, email, password, but for us we have first name, last name, email. We can technically add the placeholders, but I'm just gonna not do that. Because I don't really want it. Okay, cool. Let's add those changes. So rather than changing the styles pages now, we've changed the styles on this page.tsx, which is also an option. So I've done it two ways, having like this big style object that we reference inside our JSX, but you can also do it inline, just straight up inline like that. All right, let's do that. Styles, and this was for typography. Sync it. Let's sync the code up here as well. Check out the commit message. The commit code has changed. So that hasn't changed yet. Let's try again. There you go. Give that a refresh. Okay, cool. So it has centered the top bar, but it's also centered our labels, which is not really what we want. Let's remove this text align center. We'll add an extra div specifically for that. All right. Styles, fix alignment. Cool. Then with that, I will be pretty happy. I'm just going to now change what's on the right. I think I can do this quite simply. I'll just have it as a gray box rather than that blue one that we currently have. And so where is that? Is that here? Side panel? Yep, looks it. So we have the side panel with Dodger blue. Let's do, all right, let's see what 5 looks like. Border color. Let's see what, that's too light. Maybe border style solid, yeah. Maybe 999. Let's do crazy. Hey, really nice. Alright, happy with that. The border radius is not big enough though, so maybe 2 rem. Nice. Styles, side panel. Sync the changes. Alright, there's our most recent commit, refresh. That has fixed the alignment. I may need to sync it again. There you go, most recent commit, refresh. Nice, the border here is quite thick. So we can do border top left radius, 2 rem. Border bottom left radius, 2 rem, good. Border stars, border width should be 1 pixel. Let's do border bottom right radius is 0.5 rem. And border top right, yeah, quite like that. That should get us pretty close. Let's get the icon in. Okay, so to get the icon in, we can go back to our page and it would be above our heading. So I would put an image, source equals, and it's right there, context.widget.content. Logo alt. Maybe that's not the source, that can be the alt. And to get the actual source, there's a helper function, get logo URL from infrastructure. Awesome. I suspect I'll need to style this, but I just want to see it working for now. Let's see what we've got. Alrighty. So that looks pretty good on this right hand side. It's not exactly the same. I think this is too dark. Let's move it up, maybe AAA. And then this logo needs to be a little bit smaller. Let's go to its styling. I suspect we want width, well, not 44 pixels, 44 pixels. So I may put it inside a div and then have that div go center and then give it a margin bottom. Let's do that. Div. Put the image inside the div. Let's create a logo wrapper. Let's have it display. Display flex. Justify center. Let's get margin bottom on rem. That sounds good. And then let's do the actual logo itself. Yep. But let's have a 44 pixels. Awesome. So let's add those. So logo wrapper and the logo. Alright, now let's add those styles. So style equals styles.logo wrapper. And then over here, style equals styles.logo. Okay. Sync the changes again. And then let's see, that's pretty much it. Awesome. Although, not loving the color of this border. I think I picked the wrong one maybe. Side panel. Yeah, there you go. I made the description AAA. Okay, that's not what we want. Let's make the description 555 again. Maybe this is CCC, who knows. But that's pretty much it. If I have a look, the login page, it looks quite good. Very similar. If I wanted to, I could go deeper into it and get it perfect. I can also check in the sign-in page. Looks pretty good. Nice. Quite happy. I'll just sync it just to see the final product. Oh, did I commit it? Whoopsies, didn't commit it yet. And yeah, so hopefully that was useful. Me running through how to get your custom UI set up. It's not too difficult of a process. We are looking at ways of making things more automatic. So we do understand that syncing the code on both sides is quite cumbersome. So we're looking at auto syncing and finding better ways around that. But otherwise, I think it's a really cool tool. It's something that you guys have been asking for. So here it is. And we're just at the beginning. So please use it as much as you can. Give us some feedback. Would love to know. But yeah, it is possible to build whatever sort of login that you want, like the way that it looks. Just to go a little bit into the nuts and bolts of it, in terms of how the login page actually renders itself, you are rendering sort of everything outside of this bit here, which is the kind widget. And you can see that over here. It's required for you to include this kind widget when you are doing custom UI if you want your authentication to work. Because if this form is not here, you can't log in basically. You need it to log in. So yeah, and then everything else is just like CSS, HTML that exists around that form. And we give you kind variables that you're able to hook into to override the default styles to make it your own. On top of that, you did see me use one of the helper functions, get logo URL, which comes from infrastructure. And also there is like extra information from context and request that we are using. So inside layout here, I'll show you. We are grabbing the context and the request, and we're using that to generate this page title. So you can see it says sign in. We're using that to grab other bits that are required. So even in the HTML, we can grab the local language from your request. So there are a whole bunch of things that are going on behind the scenes that I haven't shown you, a little bit more technical. But for now, I think this is a good place to start. So yeah, have fun.